Hello, who are you and where are you from?
Hi there, my name is Steve Munsey. I'm from Laguna Beach, California.
All right, and you are a dad of a
Yes.
precocious young girl who's
Yeah.
photobombing you right now.
That's right, yeah, in the fairy garden here.
We're in the garden outside the library of Laguna Beach, and what do you do?
I'm in coffee.
All right.
Yeah. I run a
And
coffee company here locally in town.
you do.
Yep.
Do you care to mention it or no?
Yeah, it's Jedidiah Coffee. It's the name of the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, what has the climate changed much since you were a kid?
I cannot tell for certain in terms of my own personal experience, other than obviously what I read in the news and so my assumption is that it has. I couldn't tell you from a very personal experience. The climate here in Orange County has been pretty much the same since I was a kid, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't been changing incrementally. But I couldn't tell you that I've experienced the change, but I'm sure it has changed to a degree.
And then what about on an everyday basis? Do you worry much about it? Say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most concerned, where would you put yourself on that scale?
I would say probably 8.5, 8.
Why is
somewhere
that?
in there. I think there's a lot of things that we can do. Here's the way I've kind of explained this idea of going green or being environmentally conscious to people who kind of get caught up in the idea is the climate changing or not. We all know that putting things into our body like too much sugar or anything is not how our processed food, our body wasn't designed to handle that stuff. And I believe that the earth and the environment is very similar. It's not designed to really be able to take all of the pollutions that we put into the ocean. My family, we try to be green. Our business, we try to be green. I can't tell you for certain right now that the climate is changing, but I can tell you that I want to cut down less trees. I can tell you that I don't want to put pollution into the air because I don't believe that as an ecosystem, just like my body wasn't designed to process stuff that, like pollutions and contaminants, the earth is the same way. That's kind of how I've tried to understand it and say, okay, what's my part? I can't sit here and debate with any scientists of if the climate has changed, but if it is, there's things that we can do to mitigate that, to slow it down, to be good stewards of the earth. We're very passionate about not polluting the sea, and so for me, I think that's a big issue. I don't want my kids. One of the things that we did during COVID, at the start of COVID, when schools closed down, is that we were doing trash pickups in our neighborhood, and I explained to the kids how yes, people leave trash on the beach, but a lot of trash gets there from your neighborhood. It goes down the storm drains into the ocean. So it's a long answer, sorry.
Perfect. And what about the future? Are you an optimist or a pessimist? And is there anything more we can do about it?
I'm an optimist because I think there's enough of us that are changing the way there's been progress, hopefully, right? Hopefully we're not regressing. Hopefully we're progressing in the way we understand our responsibility to the earth. We're learning a lot. I'm reading a book on environmental justice when it comes to Native Americans, as long as the grass grows, and just talking about even here in Southern California, our responsibility to really take care of the earth, and that's what I'm teaching my children to do, and I think there's a lot of young families that are doing it. It's a generational shift for sure, so I'm optimistic in that regard. I think we all see that, right, that a younger generation and the way that we are raising our kids, I have hope for the future.
Very good. And so you think it's going to be through education of the younger generation? Absolutely.
Education and value alignment. There's a lot of companies that say they value certain things, but when you look at actions that doesn't necessarily line up. I think for me, I mentioned I'm a business owner. From day one, we use environmentally friendly paper products, trying to cut down less trees as much as possible. And so that costs more. It costs us all something, and I think if we're able to embrace that cost and say, yeah, it's going to cost me more to give you this this product or use ceramic in my cafe, it's worth the cost in the long run. So
Very good.
But it's a long game. It's not shortcuts. So
Fantastic. Hey, thank you for that on the 8th of May here in Laguna Beach. Thank you very much.
you got it.